G'day everyone and welcome back to the channel. Alright, just been sitting here on the porch. It's my birthday today and I was putting a post up on Facebook just celebrating the year we had, and I thought I'll do a little video, walk everyone around and show them how things have progressed. And so a year ago I'd come over recently to the States. We'd just had a look at the house that we're currently living in. And thinking about putting an offer in. There was still a few counter offers and that sort of thing to go, as well as the settlement time. We were living up in a tiny house in the northern part of the South Carolina in a not so great area. It was a tiny little 2-bedroom place, so yeah, it was a tight fit with 4 people there. And things have moved a long way since then. Tess, the love of my life, and I finally got to stand in front of family and friends and say I do to each other, and now she's finally my wife. Yeah, it took us 3 long years to get to the point where I could come over, and we got to that. We bought our house. My kids and my granddaughter flew over for the wedding, and I got to share the joys of America and the differences of America from Australia with them. It was just so funny taking them to different places and seeing their reactions to how different America is to Australia. And although I miss both my kids and my granddaughter dearly, we got a chance to build some memories over here with them, and hopefully they'll get to come over and visit, and I will get to go and visit them sometime soon. Yeah. Changing to living in America, it's a huge thing. We're in the process of getting my green card. It is a long process changing over from my 90-day fiance visa, K1, to a green card holder. It's called a change of status. We're up to the 3rd time submitting documents to the company that we're using to put the application together. Every time there's a little bit more information they need, so it's taken a fair bit of time, and hopefully we'll get that complete and in soon. Not having a green card makes things rather trying. It makes it really hard. I cannot get an American license. I've still got to drive on my Australian license. I can't apply for loans or anything like that. I can't work. So there's a lot of things I'm not recognized for in the American system, which makes it really hard. But we're hoping that soon the application's going to be in the right place and going to be forwarded through to the government, and we can start getting that actually going. But we're hoping that soon the application's going to be complete to the standard that the company wants it, and I perfectly understand them wanting everything correct and perfect, because when it goes through the government, we want it to go through perfectly the first time. Hopefully that will soon lead to my green card, and at least we've applied additionally for an early work release so that I can get a job and get working, which will help the money with some finances, because at the moment with one income, things are pretty tight. So yeah, there's the basics of it. Now, I've yabbed on for a bit. Let's have a look around and see how things have changed here in the year. Our gorgeous house, still absolutely stunning, still a work in construction. I look at this front roof here, and it brings back memories of my son Cooper helping me to tear down the rubble that was in there and to rebuild it, get the boards up to me so that we can get that going together. We spent 3 days going solidly at that before the wedding, and much appreciate his help with it and the memories. The stump of the tree that almost took the house out, been slowly burning away at that, just trying to get rid of it. We don't have the big excavating machines to try and get rid of it. It was 6 foot across in both directions, so just slowly burning some slow fires. Along this side of the house, I've torn all the damage out and restarted it. I've got some boards to go back up there, and up the very top gets a vent to complete that. I've still got some high work to do up here, and the rafter to go along the eaves or the soffit. That's gonna need a cherry picker for me to actually do that work. So we will get there sometime soon. The master bedroom, when we first got here, that was a torn in section. The wall was busted down and everything. That's been framed back out. Roof's all been replaced over the top of it. And a big part of this is my stepson Antonio give me a hand with this. You know, so again, you know, building memories with family. It's been fantastic. Once we got everything completed and closed in and the roof fixed, then we'll put some plaster inside the house and get that so it's in a livable condition again. The sunroom, unfortunately the damage from the top roof came down a little lower than I thought. Also wasn't happy with the construction methodology, so I've taken a lot more roof off the back than I hoped to try and get it to where I'm happy with the construction of it. At the back here we have my little chipper, which is an absolute workhorse. It has done so much work. One of the many piles of bamboo mulch that we've got sitting around, and there's some bamboo that's still got to go through it. A little chicken flock. The start of our chicken flock was a gift from some good friends, Shauna and Jeff over at Homestead Fresh. So they gave us the start of our chicken flock. They gave us 6 adult birds, 6 chicks, and of course Jeff's being the crazy chicken lady that she is, the same day we got the 6 chicks, she decided that she needed to buy 6 more chicks. And so we have quite a flock of chickens. We've also in there, and dog crate Bobby came over in, got one of the chickens, Vulture, who's just hatched out 6 eggs. We've got my crazy little chicken coop on wheels that we can move around the property, so it makes it easier to get the girls around and move them to different spots. We have a processing frame, gibbet, whatever you want to call it, for hanging animals up to process them. We've already had 2 of our pigs go to freezer camp. They got to roughly about 250 pound a piece, and yeah, they've certainly helped to fill the freezer up. Here we've got some berry plants that are just waiting for their time to go into the garden. We're just trying to get the area prepared for them. Fortunately, one of the hidden expenses that came up is that we had to replace our heating unit. So, well, heating, cooling, and that had gone out on us. I said that it wasn't in the best condition when we bought the house, and yeah, it ended up packing it in on us. Here we've got my little shed, which my daughter Christina helped me with. She helped with lots of other things when she was over visiting. She actually stayed over for almost 3 months, and it was a great help to me having her here. It helped me to settle in a lot more, so I very much appreciate her and the effort she put in, and yeah, the time she spent with me. Up the front here we've got our little pigs. Well, they're our only pigs now. They've been put up here to try and control this bamboo that's shooting up. This is the only area that it's really growing wild in. We've got shoots in other areas, but when the big pigs were up here earlier in the year, they were more getting the acorn. As you can see, they're right up close to the footpath here. There is 5 foot between the footpath and the fence, which is the South Carolina requirements for fencing. It needs a 5 foot setback. When the big pigs were up here, we actually got called out in a local Facebook group, and a bunch of people jumped on and defended us, so thank you very much for that. But someone was complaining that the pigs were too close to the boundary. They were 4 foot at that time because we did not know the law, and he said they were inches and that someone could get bitten. You know, they've basically got to walk onto the property to be anywhere near the fences. And if you want to pet the pigs or get near the pigs, you've got to reach through an electric fence. Not something I would recommend. Down here we've planted a lot of fruit trees. We've got a couple of apples. We've got one plum that's not in yet, another plum that's in, and a peach tree. And we've got a bunch of berry plants that have got to go in. Just want to clear the ground a little bit more and smooth it out before we get to the point of everything being in and we can't work around it. Down the bottom here, we've got the engine house that keeps everything going. Our little goats, there is literally tons of bamboo that has gone through these boys. They sit and we knock it down for them. They chew it out. You can see there's a piece there that they've knocked down for himself. That is Spot right next to it. Behind him we have Ace, and over there is Gilbert. We did have a fourth goat, and pretty sure he ended up with an internal injury because Gilbert is pretty aggressive when it comes to food and ends up butting everyone else. And yeah, unfortunately we lost the goat, and at a guess it's probably Gilbert that's the cause of it. So when we get to that point, he's probably the first one going to freezer camp. This here is an area that the goats have been through. You can see it's all sort of down to the ground. We chopped the bamboo off right down to the ground level, and then the goats move on to their next section. This section here is the section that we've had pigs through. As you can see, pigs are great, and there's a 2 foot deep hole. A lot of the bamboo roots have been pulled up, and I found the best ways to go through with a pick after they're in the area and sort of try and pull as much bamboo out. So this sort of thing here that they bared just before they moved out of here, try and pull as much of that out as I can, and that helps us with grow back. There's another area that's been pigged. All the rest of it's been pigged, but we only just started following with the pick after just recently, and yeah, it's made a heck of a difference. Up here is a little stump that's in my first video, and I'll show that for reference. Actual property itself is a 1 acre lot. You can see it's pretty overgrown. We've got some bamboo through here. Probably at its deepest, the bamboo's about 40 foot. You can see we've cleared a lot of land. Everything's looking a whole lot different than it did when we bought the property. You know, and we've been in the property and working on it probably about 9 months now. So yeah, it's coming along fantastic. Of course, there's still a lot of bamboo that we need to clear off, so it's always a work in progress. Up that side there's probably about a 10 foot section that's within our property, and we've got to go through and clear that all off, as well as this massive material here. So there's a bit of a run through of what's been going on, you know, the past year for me. As I said, you know, had a birthday, and you know, done some reflection, looking back, you know, what's changed in this year, and big things have changed. You know, I come over with a couple of suitcases and my best mate Bob, and you know, living in a rented house. All of my possessions that I was keeping, those that I didn't reduce down, were in a ship somewhere in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. So yeah, a lot of stuff has changed since then. I now have an absolutely gorgeous wife that I get to share my life with. You know, as with any marriage, not everything's roses. You know, we have our battles, you know, both against things that are happening outside and against each other occasionally. But the two of us are mature enough now and loving enough that we can get through these things. That's a big thing. We're spending the time getting through the battles. So yeah, that has changed massively in these past 12 months. Things to look forward going ahead, well, more clearing on the property, hopefully get that work permit and a green card, and get things moving so that I'm more accepted over here and can earn a living and make some money for the family. I've also got Bobby's son coming over. That's been something that I've been after since he was first a dad, and look, that was 7 or 8 years ago. So yeah, finally having one of his sons is going to be an absolutely awesome thing. I get a chance to teach his son and also have him teach his son what I look for in a dog. So yeah, that's something very much looking forward to. Because of the global situation, he was going to fly to Atlanta, but we had to change the airlines, and he's now flying to Dallas. So Terry and I have got to go drive across to Dallas and pick him up, and yeah, bring him home from there. And so that will be an adventure. I've got my daughter is flying over again to see us through Thanksgiving to New Year's, and I'm very much looking forward to that. Hopefully I get a chance to fly over to Australia sometime soon and get to see my son and granddaughter. Yeah, but there's plenty to look forward to in the coming 12 months. Well, thank you very much everyone for watching, and bye for now.